Hey guys, welcome back to the generational. Oh, hey guys, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gen D podcast. We're your hosts.
Tyler and Alyssa.
Yeah.
This is our off-topic topic where we talk about things off topic.
Yes, we do. I love talking about things off topic. You tired?
Yeah, I've been up since like 7 a.m.
Me too. Oh my god. So yesterday the kids were a little rough, and I don't know what was going on with them yesterday. Leo didn't take his medicine. Let's be fair on that one. So he just gets extra. And then they just were getting on my nerves yesterday. And I don't know why, but they were. And I was over it. I wanted to check out. I wanted to go and check myself into a clinic,
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
psychiatric hold. It sounds wonderful for like 24 hours,
They usually do it for 72.
72 hours
They
better.
have like that 72-hour hold.
Even better.
Shout out to anyone who's done that.
Shout out. I just noticed that I forgot to put the vines back.
I put it back and then you moved it.
I did move it.
Why?
Well, I got another pair of headphones
Oh,
so I can hear our testing
Yeah.
before we start the recording. Because I'm like doing 900 different things, and sometimes I feel like it messes up our audio and stuff.
Oh.
Because remember that one day you had to fix it. I don't know how you did it, but you had to. So sometimes what it does is that it kind of amazes me because we think we're talking on the mic, and in reality, it's picking up on the camera. So, like, most of the time, we are talking on the mic, like, our mics are picking up.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, here lately, I've been like, let's test out the mics before we start actually recording because of the fact that, like, it picked us up on the camera. So we sounded a lot further than we were because it was picking up on the audio on the camera and not us.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, let's test it out before we go. But the last time you tested it out, I thought that was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty cute. I was like, this is kind of cute because you were like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say at all. I was like,
blah, blah, blah.
suddenly forgets everything I've ever every English word in the dictionary.
She's like, I'm used to being on the
And
mic.
I know a few Italian words too, and I didn't get any of that.
No. So Mackenzie here lately has been really interested in learning Italian.
Really?
And so it's kind of funny because she'll come down and she'll like say a word, and I'm like, no.
What did she say?
One of them was "How are you?" but I can't remember how she worded it, which I don't remember what the word is for "How are you" in Italian. She said that, and she was like, I was like, no, no. If I can hear it, I'll be fine. I got it.
Right.
But I was like, no, no, that's not it. And then she's like, did you know? Yes, and Spanish and Italian are the same.
Yes.
And I was like, I do.
See.
See. And
Yes, and a lot of words are the same.
And
no, and a lot of
Yeah.
languages are the same.
yeah, just because they're simple.
My personal favorite is German when they say 9.
9. I love that.
I love it. I don't know why. It's like it's really nice. I don't know.
It sounds so angry,
But it
and it's
sounds
like
so
a
like firm.
yeah.
Like it's
I
not
love
no,
it.
it's 9.
It's 9.
You
9.
can't do this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yes.
Everything else is like no, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
whatever.
But if you say 9, I'm like, all right.
All right. I understand the assignment. And then ciao, which is like
It's hello
hi
and goodbye. It's like aloha, yeah.
So she was like, so what's hello in Italian? And I was like,
Ciao.
ciao. Or you could be like, ciao ciao.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, my I have a tattoo on my ankle that is Italian, and it says ciao per sempre.
What does that mean?
It means hello or goodbye, depending on how you interpret it, because it means both forever. So goodbye forever or hello forever, because per sempre means forever.
I love that.
Yeah.
What made you get that one?
It was mainly for like I don't know. It was like I wanted an Italian phrase. That was one that I really loved. I like the idea that it has multiple meanings depending on,
depending on what you're feeling that day.
Right, right. Or like, but mainly I think it just has to do with like people. Like when you meet somebody, it's either hello forever, goodbye forever.
Yeah, because you never know if they're gonna be a good fit.
Yeah, and yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I was 19 when I got it, and it was and I'm Italian. I think everybody knows
I
that.
think everybody knows that by now. But if you don't,
Both of us are Italian, but I'm Sicilian, which is apparently different. Well, so the way that my dad explains Sicily or like Sicilians is that like they're like harder Italian, like they're like the country
Italian,
they're like the southern,
the southern
of Italians.
Italian.
If you're Sicilian, you're Italian. You're Sicilian. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I know I'm Italian. He's like, you're Sicilian. And I was like, that's Sicily, Italy, dog. Like
Yeah.
that's Italian. He
I don't.
was like, no, there's a difference. I was like, all right.
I can't remember what branch of Italian I am.
What branch? What olive branch?
What olive branch of Italian I am. No, but I just know that like I love being Italian.
Oh, me too.
And like our genes are so good. Like my great grandmother just celebrated her 102nd
I have like
birthday.
I have like a lot of hair, but other than that,
the hair
the
can
hair
be
is
kind of annoying. Yeah. Like it grows back so fast for me. Like my facial hair, I can shave, and the next day I have.
I have facial hair, like and I'm Italian, so it makes sense.
You just sit there and pluck it, or
God no. It's so like my eyebrows I get threaded.
Yeah, that's
and then like I'll like face shave, but like with a dermoplast razor.
Okay.
Because it's not like actual. I mean, it is hair, but it's like
It's just a little bit. It's there.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Right.
If it's like the one thing I will say is like so a lot of Italians like right here, I shave my neck because I don't want that little straggle coming out.
Maybe the men, but
like the men, like seriously, like a lot of men, Italian men, especially in my family that I see, they have that little patch of hair that like just curls out of the top of the shirt. Yeah, on the neck, and I'm like, it's not my thing, so I shave it because like I don't want that.
Wow.
Like I just don't want it to be like a big poof, you know. I don't know how we got on this topic, but
hey, to each their own.
To each their own.
I don't know. I don't like hairy men.
Well, so you don't like me?
That's not what I mean.
I was just kidding.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
Like, why being fair? Save for like the happy trail. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. See, I can't have a happy, like my happy trail would look like I just got the U going on. It's not very pleasant. It's just little happy trail you. I mean, my daughter thinks I'm pregnant, so
oh my god. Okay, but she thinks everybody's pregnant, so are we really surprised?
She just goes around like, "You pregnant? You pregnant?"
No.
No.
No, babe.
That's offensive.
Yeah, you gotta like instill that in her that she can't say that.
I do. She don't.
If she comes out like the wrong person at the wrong time, she's gonna get her head bit off.
I'm gonna get. They're gonna get their head. But
I mean, honestly, like learn the hard way, I guess.
Right. But she's a douche.
She's gonna get older and she's gonna look back at these videos and she'll be like, I was a monster.
Listen, so yesterday she was actually being kind of cute. So we went and cleaned the library yesterday. Did I say that right? Why do I forget the other R?
I don't know.
Library. We went to the library. I'm gonna have to emphasize it. Yesterday, and as we were leaving, she disappeared. Like, poof, she was gone because we thought she went with her siblings.
Right.
So I realized she was missing, and I was like, "Where's Georgia?" Because Chris was coming out. He's like, "I thought she was with you," and I was like, "She's not. She's not." She had his phone, and she was listening to this like song, and Chris went to go look for her, and she was just cruising with the phone, listening to her music around the library. And we were. He's like, she was kind of cute because she was just like scrolling along, just listening to her music.
Oh my god.
And she sings along, and it's so funny because she hits the rhythm, and it's just kind of cute.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen that moment because like she just she's so tiny for her age, and every time she does something, it's just like you have such anger in such a small, cute body, and you do such cute things until you're not cute,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Yeah.
can't
And
stand
she
you.
gets manipulative.
She does.
Like
Well,
last week, she was like, she would stop us recording like every chance she got to just come in here and just find shit to like just to stay. She'd be like, "Oh, I need to kiss everything in this room before I can leave." And then as she's at the door, she turns around because she has to like get in front of the camera or like pick up things and take them with. I don't know.
well,
And
what we'll do is we'll clip some videos of these moments. It's like,
oh, I don't even think I have them anymore.
oh damn,
But like, yeah, she was crazy. She was on one.
she was on one. She always is, and we try to record when she's not here,
Yeah.
so we don't get interrupted. But
Sometimes
man,
our recording takes a while because we do another podcast.
yeah,
Which is in the works.
which is in the works. So if you guys are interested in it, it's going to be coming soon.
Yeah.
We're just not going to tell you what it is yet.
I
But
guess we could.
we
Though.
could.
Yeah.
We could.
I mean, we have a pretty good idea of what it is.
Yeah,
and
we do.
we have like a few episodes, like a few.
But she wants to perfect it her way.
I do.
Because it is kind of sort of her podcast.
So, it's called Soapbox Books, and it's basically like a podcast where I go over dramatic books, but we are starting with the ones that I've written because I write drama.
Yeah.
And so like the first season is my first book, Behind Classroom Doors, and then we'll do the second one, and then and then like eventually, like obviously we're gonna run out of books that I wrote, so we'll do like I've read also a lot of dramatic books, so it's kind of like commentary on books, but it's like a gossip talk show.
But listen, I love it when she reads or when she tells the story of things that she's read. I love when she tells stories in general because she is like, it's like you're there in that universe. So it's kind of like, ooh,
what's gonna happen? It's a gossip. Like we literally just sit here and like gossip.
It is
I don't
like
know.
a gossip.
But it's a real like story.
Yeah. So I think that if you're like a book reader, I think this is something that you'll like it will intrigue you.
Yeah. Also like Tyler is reacting to he's never actually read anything of mine. So he's reacting to it in real time, and like that's what I mean with commentary, because he'll react and then like I'll talk about it, we'll talk about it, we'll discuss what's going on and stuff like that. And also if any of you, because I'll also probably post this to my book talk, but if any of you were ever on Wattpad and read Behind Classroom Doors, because it's been out for years now, I want to say like 8 years. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I think more like 6. Wait, it's 2025? I don't know, man. It's been out for a long time. So if any of you have ever read it and you want like to know like little snippets of like how my thought process, or like it's like I talk about like the process and why I wrote things the way that I wrote them, and stuff like that. So you get a lot of insight to me as an author as well as the book itself. And I know that it has a huge fan base out there on Wattpad, which is why I've never taken it off Wattpad, because I love that everybody like reads it on there. You know what I mean? I don't really need to make profit off of that one because it was the first book I ever wrote.
I think that it's very kind of a neat like experience that people can like read your story, and then now like if they are on there and they are watching this, then they will be able to have a different experience.
Yeah, because they might be like, because they might think things and then I explain why I did it and they're like, oh, okay.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so, but then at the same time, it's just dramatic as hell. And I have like every single trope you could ever fucking think of. And if it's not in the first book, it's in the second. So
she like, it's a very, I love it because it's very detailed. And I do love when you tell stories because even when you were talking about Charmed or like other books that you've read or series, it's like, I don't need to watch the series to understand what's going on.
Yeah, because I'm gonna let you know what's going on.
You're gonna let me know what's going on, and the way you explain it, makes so much more sense than maybe watching it sometimes
I love that.
or like reading it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I love it. And I love being able, like, I have not read any of her, like, the behind classroom stories. I am working on The Reaper That Sought Me, which we won't do commentary until later on.
Right.
Um,
That's like a yeah,
yeah,
later on down the road.
yeah. So that'll be the only one that I've read. I haven't read Behind Classroom Doors, but
Although technically, like, you kind of have,
but
like,
yeah, read Behind Classroom
yeah, like
Doors because we're reading it along with
because
you.
we go
Yeah,
through each chapter, so like you kind of have for real. Like, it's not an audiobook, but it's like an audiobook but with commentary.
with a different experience.
Yeah, and you're also not getting the entire book, but like I'm reading shit off to you and stuff like that. Like you know everything.
Yeah, I know like all the ins and outs. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if you want to know all the little bit of details, you got to read it for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. I mean, if you want to experience it,
Yeah,
you
we're not
know.
gonna sit here and go read through. That would take
Yeah,
us forever. We would never get done.
no. Do you know how many times I'd mess up?
A lot.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh my god, the story's not going anywhere."
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I start over.
Do you want to know something ironic though?
But
I was watching. I've been watching Twilight. I know how cheesy. Now that I've been watching it though, it's been popping up on my For You page on TikTok. It's like, how do you know?
they know.
How do you know I'm watching this right now? And it might be because like I also have like my TV remote is connected to my phone,
Hmm.
so like they might be like picking
Oh,
up what I'm
yeah.
putting down.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of creepy because it's like, geez, like how do you know this? It is kind of ironically cheesy, but when it first came out, I didn't think it was that cheesy, which is like
Okay, look, especially like the last two are the best. In my opinion, the part 1 and part 2, the breaking
yeah,
down, those are the best. Those are the most like those really grabbed me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But 1, 2, and 3, they were kind of like slow moving and also like cheesy. Like, and I caught it right off the bat. I was like, this is so cheesy, and I'm like, it's awkward. Like you feel awkward. Like especially like the most notable scene that I could think of that's like really really awkward. Okay, well first of all, when they're in class and he's literally like he can't stand the smell of her.
He looks constipated.
And then also like when they're at dinner, this is the first movie too. When they're at dinner, that is the most awkward. Like at dinner, I don't know. It was just so weird to me. And then, but like yeah, like I've always thought that they were like cheesy, but those last two really came in clutch. I don't know. They were so good.
I think after a while, like you get used to the dynamic
Right.
of each other, but at the same time, it was like I told my kids like I don't know why I started watching it again. They just popped up, and I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" Because I try to find things to watch while Chris is at work.
Yeah.
And so Mackenzie was sitting there with me, and Leah was getting ready to go mow the grass. Which, by the way, our lawnmower died. We had to get a new one. We got a steal on that lawnmower, though. Anyway, so I was sitting there and I was like, I remember when these movies came out because I was in high school when they came out. And I remember because, like, I got to go see the midnight showings of all the Twilights.
Yeah.
That was like the one time that we, like, got to sit it. And funny enough, when I went and saw, I can't remember if it was the second one or the third one. I don't remember which one it was, but we were with a group of friends. I don't know why we thought it was a good idea. So my school was like super far from her house. And we thought it would be a good idea to walk all the way to her house. My parents didn't know about it. If they watch this, they know now. But we decided to walk to her house. That was a hike. I regretted doing every second of it because we had to like cross multiple roads to get to where we were going. And then we walked because it was like here's my school. You got to go past like several different parts and you got to cross several different roads to get all the way down to her house. Then you go all the way down to her house and then you still got to walk a little bit to get to her house once you get on her street. So that was just, it took us like maybe 2 hours to get home, get to her house. Because it was just
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know why we did it. I have no idea. And then Then when we got there, we were just a bunch of teenagers and we were doing some dumb shit. No, I'm not gonna mention all the dumb shit that we were doing. But I do remember, oh my god, maybe I shouldn't. I do remember that I was like, I want to watch porn. And we put on like porn. And my friend, she was like, I can help you out if you would like. And I was like, honey, you're not my type. One. Two, you're barking up the wrong tree. You do know this, right? I'm gay as fuck. I don't need you. If anything, her brother could have come home and I could have.
Oh my god.
Her brother was hot. Oh, he was so ripped. He'd come when he would come, like when I would go hang out with her, he'd come down and he'd have like his shirt off, and I would just be like mesmerized. I'd be like, God, the things I would let you do to me.
Wow.
He was hot. He was Filipino too. Sexy. But yeah, I do.
I don't think I've ever like had a crush on anyone's brother. Like any of my friends' brothers.
I did. I had two. I had two crushes. One at first I didn't like because I don't like men with long hair, but when he cut his hair,
whole new world.
Whole new world. It was like, damn, yes. And he was a redhead too. Oh, yummy.
Okay. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go into the intro.
Yeah, but real quick, I also got pink eye at one of those events too.
I'm not surprised, Tyler.
I was like, what
sounds like you were doing some crazy shit. I never even went to someone's house and was like, "What do I want to do? What do I want to do?" Porn.
No, it was everybody's idea. We were just stupid teenagers. We were just like, why not put it on? And then,
was it like on the TV or was it like on their laptop?
It was like on their TV. It was on their TV. And then, like, we were just sitting there, we were just watching it. Like, we were all making commentary about the porn. And then, like, none of us were, like, touching each other to the porn. So it was like.
It was an innocent.
It was an innocent watch. It was like teenagers making fun of a porno scene. And then she was like, it was just out of nowhere. And I was kind of like, what the fuck? First off, like, you're not my type and you're a woman. So, no. But if your brother were to come home, then yes.
Just not to you.
Just not to you.
And with that, we're going to go into the intro. Yes.
And we're back. So today's topic is going to be, because we're heading into summer, we're going to talk about past vacations, summer vacations, or vacations in general, and future vacations we'd like to take, you know, those type of things. If you notice, I got new accessory before we start. My daughter came home from school and she gave me this necklace for our version of Mother's Day because my kids don't have a mother. So she gave me this and I was told to wear it. So I am going to wear it proudly as a father that I am. You know, just living life in general.
Yeah.
She's so sweet, but she drives me nuts. So, what is there any...
I've taken a few trips to Tennessee. Yeah. That used to be like a yearly thing when I was in high school. So I've gone 3 or 4 different times, each time with a different set of people and each time a little different. So it's always with my parents, but like usually we add someone on, like my mom's nephew or nephew-in-law or my best friend at the time, or my childhood best friend, Tasha. She came to one. My grandma, she flew down for my 16th birthday. Did I ever tell you about that?
You may have, and I just don't remember. But go ahead, just in case. Also, I don't know if you talked about it on here or not.
Basically, it was kind of like, so we moved from California to Kentucky when I was 8, and my sister was about 15 at the time, and my grandma helped drive us all the way from California to Kentucky because we drove. And yeah, in summer in the dead of heat, it was fucking crazy. Anyways, oh, did I ever tell you about the story that I literally almost died of like I didn't die, almost died, but like so like the trailer because we had like a U-Haul, right?
Yeah.
And it was really big because it had all of our stuff in it. But there, we laid the mattress down that way we could take naps back there. And me and my dad were back there, and I was trying to. I fell asleep, so I don't remember any of this. But I remember it being so hot and like suffocating, and it was because we couldn't breathe back there. There was no ventilation, and my dad kept like knocking on the front.
Oh, you were actually in the trailer?
Oh yeah, I was in the back while my grandma was driving, and she was driving crazy. So like all of the furniture almost kept falling on us. So my dad had to keep blocking like stuff from killing me in my sleep. And then also on top of that, we couldn't breathe in there because there's no ventilation and it was the middle of summer. So it was so hot. And my dad just kept banging on the front so to get them to like stop or notice. Cause also I don't know if it was like no cell reception or the phone died or what happened. And then eventually they pulled over and my dad drove the rest of the way.
He's like, I can't keep dealing with this.
Yeah.
My mom is going to kill us.
So, but my grandma was always my favorite person when I was a baby. And, I always used to cry when we had to leave her house and stuff like that. So for us to like move like 2,000 miles away
Right.
and like not get to see her as much, it was very important. So when my sister turned 15, when my sister turned 16 that next year, my grandma came down and surprised her and me too. And I cried. I was like, Grandma! I didn't know she was coming either. But it was for my sister's 16th birthday. So she stayed like maybe a week, maybe a few days, maybe a week. And she took us up because she's actually from Ohio and she actually met my dad's dad, so my grandfather in Ohio, but this was her first husband. So my biological grandfather, but I grew up with a different one. I grew up with her second husband being my grandfather. But anyways, so they actually lived in a very small town in Ohio, and that I actually have really close. Well, they're not close to me personally, but they're close to my dad. But like, it's my dad's side that all lives in Ohio, and so she took us up there, and we got to meet like all those relatives, and we all went to this pizza restaurant called Giovanni's that was supposed to be really good. My grandma bought a shit ton of those Grippos. She loved those. She had them like ordered and sent to her because she really wanted those, but you can only get them in Ohio at the time. I don't know, it was weird. And then, anyways, so fast forward years later, probably 6 years later, and I was 16, and my dad was like, because that was one thing that I had always held on to. Like the only thing I want for my 16th birthday is my grandma. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, I want her to come down and surprise me. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to see her because once we moved down here, like we really couldn't afford plane rides or anything like that. So it just wasn't
right.
It wasn't like going to happen that often. And so, and then this is going to get sad for a second. But when I was 15, my sister passed away and my grandma came up and like for the funeral and everything, and also just to be with me and my dad and stuff. And so she stayed like a week and a half or so. And so by the time my 16th birthday came around, my dad was like, hey, your grandma's getting old and she already came down last year for Cheyenne's funeral, like we probably can't have her come down this year. She's getting older. She can't really jump on a plane.
Right.
And I understood and I was okay with it, but I was still like disappointed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, Cheyenne got everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but
Damn.
no, but that's really morbid. But and then yeah, and then right before my 16th, it was like a couple days before my 16th birthday. I come home, and there's actually a video of it. But I came home and I was like, Father, I'm home. Like it's a play on of Honey, I'm home. So I walk through the door and I'm like, Father, I'm home. And I go into the kitchen and my grandma's in there. And my dad lied to me to like kind of like surprise me more.
Yeah.
Saying she couldn't make it and she wouldn't be able to, and then have her show up.
Right.
And I literally cried. Like it was and it was like, yeah,
so heartwarming.
It was. And she stayed for about a week, and we went down to Tennessee. And we're in a cabin for a little bit. We were always in cabins, but I really loved, like, that was probably my favorite, like vacation is going down to Tennessee. Cause I don't even think my grandma had ever been to Tennessee, so,
Right.
It was just a lot of family time that I needed. So that was really fun.
A lot of my trips were to Tennessee, like a lot of summer vacations were to Tennessee. It's just because it's only a 4-hour drive from here. So a lot of times Tennessee was the place to go. I gone to Dollywood one time, and that was kind of lame. It's just the person I was with, like, wasn't dating. He was a friend, but
Mm-hmm.
I went with a lot of my partners actually. But a lot of times when we'd go to Tennessee, it was just kind of a lame experience just because
Mm-hmm.
like uh there was a lot of neat things that we could have done,
Yeah.
but it just the person I was with was just kind of lame. Like my
Mm.
friend that I was with was kind of lame. Like
Yeah.
he didn't go on a lot of roller coasters when we went to Dollywood. So
So I've never actually I've been to Dollywood, but I've never actually like explored. I've never like ridden any of the roller coasters or anything like that.
there was one that we rode that was kind of it was really old and rugged.
Yeah, the wood one. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, first and foremost, I you will never catch me on a wooden roller coaster. Those are gonna kill me more than anything. I
Yeah.
know carnivals, what are they called? Fairs. You will never catch me on any of those roller coasters.
I haven't. And it's just because of the fact that like when you're young, you just don't think about that.
I mean, yeah, when I was young, I would go on anything. I didn't care. But
When you're
now,
Final Definition, even though Final Definition
destination.
what the fuck? Final Destination was out for quite a while, and a lot of
Yeah.
things happened at events like that.
Yeah. See, I'm not doing any of that.
But
Not now, anyway.
yeah, but like rides at Kings Island because they get tested so many different times. Like
Mhm.
fine, dandy. Like I'll go ride them. A lot of theme parks. Like if it's like a long-standing theme park, I'll ride the rides, except for certain ones. Like I know our main topic was this, but I don't know where we're veering off to, but it just brings back so much memories. The little jumpy one, the one that like the drop
Oh
tower.
yeah, those
That one,
are the worst.
I rode it a few times. I don't mind heights. I really
I
don't.
don't either.
I just don't like standing up there
It's
for a period
yeah,
of
so
time.
it's the suspense that gets you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the oh my god, you're gonna drop any fucking second.
Yeah.
Like it's that, and it's just like your stomach just
Yeah.
drops.
But I won't ride that anymore due to the fact that the woman lost her leg, like her foot.
Like it hit the ground or
No,
something.
it like one of the wires broke and it like
No,
off her foot.
fuck.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I mean. Like those are like, see, I've ridden enough roller coasters in my lifetime. I'm good. Like I
Yeah.
got it out of my system
Yeah.
and I'm glad that I did while I wasn't afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now it's just like, okay, for me, it's too dangerous in my opinion because so many things happen, and it's just like it's like in a plane. It's like when you're up in a plane, and if something goes wrong, it's the end.
Yeah.
There's nothing that short of Sully,
Yeah.
landing in the Manhattan River
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or the Hudson River or whatever.
Yeah.
Short of that,
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to make it.
The possibility of you making it is very slim.
So it's like a roller coaster. If something is to go wrong, the chances of me making it are slim to none.
Like all the people that got like stuck on a roller coaster, like
Yeah.
up down.
Yeah, and then you know how long it takes and your blood's just rushing through your
Yeah,
brain.
you're just like
Like
fuck,
it's not
man.
good for you to be upside down for that
No.
long. We're not bats.
Yeah.
but like,
you don't have that equipment.
right. And then like now, and I'm just like, I just don't trust the construction.
Yeah.
Like that's my main thing. It's done up fast, and it's like pop up roller coasters and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
I
like
do
carnivals.
not
Yeah.
trust that construction. I'll be down playing the little games. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like
that's the only reason why I go now. These
Yeah,
days, is
and
because
then-
of those.
like you could convince me to like maybe do one or two roller coasters. It like like I'm easily convinced, but like I don't want to stand in line in the heat for an hour for a 2-minute 2-second roller coaster. You know what I mean? And it's so hot and everything. Like it's just not my idea of a good time to me. Just like going to the zoo or the aquarium isn't. I know. It's not I've done it. I've experienced it. I'm glad I have. But it's not my idea of a good time.
I love the water.
Like if we're
the fish in the water.
No.
No, if it gets like
First of all, I have a fear of the ocean, so I'm good. And octopi are smart as fuck. Like
they are,
I be seeing them get out of their cages at night and then get back in before crew comes in the morning. You know what I mean?
They're like,
They're
got
like,
this.
and I'm just like,
I am a little, and my mom's gonna. If my mom is listening to this episode, I'm a little butthurt about the aquarium because I didn't like get invited to the aquarium, and my kids went without us. And the one thing that I've been wanting to do because I haven't been to the aquarium in such a long time is I wanted to go with my kids.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the first because they've never been. Now they have without me.
Which is fine, and that's like an
I'm
experience all in itself is
I'm
when you have kids.
yeah.
But like me just going for me is not gonna happen.
I'm so butthurt. I am like my grandma and I were talking the other day because like my great grandmother's getting older. She has
Yeah.
dementia. Like she's getting older.
Yeah.
So they went out to eat, but they went before like Chris got off work and before the kids got home. And like I didn't know they were going, and I'm not hurt about it. Like my feelings are hurt about that one. And my grandma was like, "I'm so sorry." She was getting antsy, and I didn't want to keep her out too late. And I was like, "Grandma, that's fine. Like I get it. Like celebrate her birthday. That's great. We're doing something on Saturday, so it doesn't really matter to
Yeah.
me." I said the one thing, and I don't hold grudges very often, but the one thing I'm holding a grudge on to is the fact that the chance of going to the aquarium with my kids for the first time, that my kids got to go to the aquarium to experience the first experience they got to experience as children to the aquarium got stripped from me, and I'm a little upset about that. My feelings are completely 100% hurt. And I'm trying not to be petty about it. So the other day it got brought up and I said, we don't talk about it. I said, because I am. I'm upset about it. Like my feelings are legitimately hurt because I'm like, you like I talked to you the day before.
Yeah.
And then I understand it was a last minute thing, but you didn't even bother to call us to let us know, hey, this last minute thing, like come meet us here. It got stripped. Like I just feel completely, utterly hurt by that.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, but we'll change it. But I get what you're saying. I feel like carnivals are meant for the games and for the rides because, like you said, it's a pop up.
Yeah.
Like you're literally on. It's literally on a truck and it's coming to this. It's not been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah. And
it doesn't get checked quite frequently. Like before the park opens, it's a lot of times like amusement parks.
And it usually does it within like a week.
Yeah.
You know, but fun fact, my sister used to work for a circus.
Oh yeah.
Or a carnival, whatever. And they used or fair, whatever the fuck. I think it was circus.
I think
or carnival would be more like.
Yeah.
But and so she actually used to do stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, my sister doesn't have an engineering. You know, like what was she doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, what are the qualifications, you know, to be setting up roller coasters that children and people are gonna be on? And it's just like,
Yeah, yeah. And like I just it's frightening now.
Yeah.
It's like there's so much and they don't tell you everything.
Right.
They don't tell you how many deaths or how many injuries have happened.
Right. And also, have you looked up like the deaths and injuries and stuff at like amusement parks?
I know.
Crazy things. Crazy things.
Man.
There's a lot of like stories and like unfortunately where people have like lost their lives, children, that kind of thing. And it's like, why are these things not like OSHA regulated? You know what I mean? Like, are they?
I don't know.
I feel
that's
like
a good question.
The pop-up ones probably aren't.
Yeah, but
I think like shows are cool, like the Circus Dole, like, you know, where they like, you know, because those are like they're trained, they know what they're gymnastics.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's on them if they get hurt. Like
Yeah,
it's not
but
on me.
usually they have like a net at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever when they remove the net and the safety net, and I know that it's supposed to be like to show you how good we are at this, and but that just to me is dumb because one, like your hand's a little sweaty, you know, or wrong move,
wrong,
and you're dead. And it's just like that doesn't make sense to me. If you can have a safety net, that should be a standard regulation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like, yeah, I get like risk at your own life, but like to me, I'm like, okay, but
they can do that. It's just like,
but I have to wear a hard hat in a warehouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's also like motorcyclists. Like we have to wear a seatbelt in our car, but a motorcyclist does.
So there's rules on the helmet, and it's basically like how long you've had your license, that kind of thing. Like there's rules on when you can not have to wear a helmet, and if you have a passenger, they always have to wear the helmet. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, yeah, as a motorcyclist, why the fuck wouldn't I wear a helmet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because shit happens, you know, and I'm just like, y'all are so dumb, and this is why you die. I'm so sorry.
Dumb ways to die.
Literally. And I'm like, you could have prevented this. You could have put a safety net, but you chose to be cool, you know? And I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I don't know.
But like, I get it. Like, I just, to me, that, like I said, I'll go. I'm not. It's weird because when I do get on a ride, it's all I picture. It's the worst thing that can happen. Worst
Yeah,
case scenario.
naturally.
It's never like, I'm going to enjoy this ride. No, it's worst case scenario. I did convince my grandma to go on a roller coaster once,
Oh yeah.
and we're terrible. I was young. I was a teenager. I told her that I would not get my lip pierced or my nose pierced if she went on this roller coaster. Guess what? I still got my nose, my lip pierced. But she went on it. I mean, I waited a while. I did get it later on, but
Yeah.
at the same
I
time,
feel like
like,
she's forgot by now.
she said, I went on that roller coaster for you, and you still got it done. And I'm like, you're braver than I am, grandma.
Like I get it to like try it and everything, but like I've been to Kings Island so many times. I've been to Coney Island, the one in Ohio, not the one in New York. Those are apparently two different things.
Well, yeah, well, Coney Island.
It's like an actual little island.
Yeah, but in
In New York,
in New York,
like Elliston Island.
yeah, but Coney Island here, it no longer exists.
I'm not surprised.
It's gone
because when I went there, it was like scary.
Well,
like I went. That's the first time I'd ever been on a wooden roller coaster, and it gave me so much whiplash. It gave me a genuine headache in my spine. Like that roller coaster was like one of the worst roller coasters I'd ever been on, and I was so fucking excited. Yeah. And like all of their roller coasters were shoddy, and I was like, I don't know, 12 maybe, 11, I don't know, but it was so shoddy, and it was just terrible. And then the water park was lame, and like it just wasn't. There's a few pictures of me at Coney Island though.
It's so weird that, like, to think about it, because I feel like I was an adult when Coney Island like stopped existing.
Well, you might have been. Like, maybe I was there and then right after, but
well, I do know that I do remember when Coney Island like stopped doing the rides, amusement park type thing, and it just was strictly a pool.
Yeah.
And then they wound up getting rid of it, and then they went to like Christmas theme stuff, like you would drive through
like a winter wonderland.
Yeah, but it was very lame. It's still very lame. But then again, I don't like Christmas lights very much because like I can't see the colors, so I don't enjoy it the same way people do.
Yeah.
So like it's just an experience to do with my family now. But they got rid of it. It's gone. Like there's like
I'm not surprised.
I think it's now like the horse racing.
I think the abandoned amusement parks freak me out the most. Have you seen pictures of those? Yeah, like the Disneyland one or it was the safari or whatever.
Leo's been watching a lot of those.
Those are so freaky.
I would love to go with a group of friends.
Not me. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those friends.
Oh, come on.
No.
Come on.
No, that's where people get fucking killed. I'm good.
I'm not saying climb things.
Abandoned malls, abandoned amusement parks. You can't catch me dead because you can't tell. Okay, first of all, you can't tell me that abandoned malls aren't gateways to the back rooms. Okay, you can't tell me that
back rooms.
You don't know what the back rooms are?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm just kidding. I'm not serious. I don't think that this is actually a real thing. But also, if it is, fuck that. Like, because you never know. You really don't. It's never happened to me. But,
it's just like never.
But so back rooms, I think I've tried to explain them to you before, but it's basically like abandoned like office buildings that lead to, and they have like monsters and like, but it's
gateway to hell
basically, but like I don't think it's as religious as hell, you know, like it's more like a limbo type of place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like shit can happen there and it's not a good place.
You're like, fuck that.
Yeah, and you could basically just be roaming in an not like a, what's it called when it like goes on forever? Okay, well that kind of like office building where it just goes on forever, or like a empty mall that goes on forever. And like there are certain things that can lead you to the back rooms, and I'm good. Personally, I'm so good. AHS stories, American Horror Stories, not American Horror Story the show, but American Horror Stories, where it's like every episode's different.
Yeah.
So that show, they did an episode on the back rooms. It was ass. Everybody agreed it was ass, and it was not at all what the back rooms are like for us. Grocery stores, abandoned grocery stores, but all the aisles are still up and like it's still lit up and it still has everything. Everything's perfectly stocked for rows and rows and rows that go on forever. Shit like that, I'm so fine. I don't need to be in that grocery store.
But I'd be one of those people that I'd go in and
No.
curiosity killed me.
Exactly. Curiosity killed the cat. I'm just saying. There's a reason why it's a saying. If people would just mind their goddamn business, you'd still be alive. Like in horror movies and stuff, it's like if you had just minded your own business, this wouldn't be happening to
Like
you right
Jeepers
now.
Creepers, just oh okay.
But I know about it.
Yeah, you should have just kept going.
Literally, should have just
Like I would be one of those people.
or the ones that's like
No, not to go back.
or the
No,
people
fuck
who are
no.
like hello and they like okay, if I go up to a house, creepy as fuck, by the way, a creepy as fuck house, right? And I knock on the door and nobody answers, and then I turn around and the door just creaks open behind me.
Fuck that, I'm out.
I'm good.
I did do that once. So I think I talked about it here on the podcast. I don't remember, but I did a door or Amazon delivery when I worked for Amazon Flex. I literally dropped off a package to a house that literally had crown drawn, like the address was drawn on the crown, and there was a door that was propped open. This house looked run down, and I swear there was somebody standing behind it. And I put the package down on the step and I said, I'm not coming in. I'm going to put the package right here for the person behind the door.
Literally, like,
and I walked.
I would too. I would too.
I was not going into that house.
I don't understand the curiosity mentality.
Fuck no. No, and I guess you're
I'm
right.
good.
Like maybe my curiosity would have killed the cat. I probably would have got like 5 feet like in,
Yeah, but then,
and would have been like, fuck
then,
no.
The door shuts closed on its own. Locks you in the fucking house. Like I'm telling you, shit. Like I cannot with these fucking people in horror movies. Cannot with these people.
Yeah.
It's like their common sense goes out the door. And you know what kills me the most is when they take forever to react.
Yeah.
Like they stare at it, whatever's happening, forever. Then they run away at the last second. And I'm like, dog, you needed that long to figure out you had to fucking go? I'm going to ask questions later. I'm not going to go, what are you?
What is going on?
I'm gone.
Peace out.
I've been gone. The second I get an inkling something's off, I'm gone. Have you ever seen the videos where it's like campus, for example, you're at a campus and somebody starts running behind you and then or somebody starts running past you and they look scared and they're like looking back, you know, and they're like something's chasing them.
Yeah.
And then other people start to run with them because they're like, I don't know what's going on, but I know I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm not the one person that's sitting there watching all these people run. I don't need to see what's going on to know something's going on.
You're like,
I'm gone because by the time you see it, it's too late.
Right.
By the time you see it, it sees you.
Right. Or like
I gotta go.
Or like the people like during like tsunamis and stuff like that, or like the water.
Yeah, where they're just like, bro, go.
You know, at the same time, they accepted their fate. They were like, fuck, man, like I'm not gonna outrun this.
Like, and I get that, but there's a difference between accepting your fate and just being fucking stupid. Where you're just like, what is that? It's your death, dog. Go.
Yeah. No, the minute that I see the water like retract, I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'm gonna leave everything. Like, fuck this, we're gone.
Literally.
See ya later.
Deuces. Like, I gotta go. Like, you think I'm sticking around?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Why would I?
Yeah. No, and that's like,
and especially like a crowd of people running the opposite direction. I'm assuming gunshots.
Yep.
I'm assuming there's a crowd shooter. You know what I mean? Or an active shooter.
Yeah.
You know, especially yeah. Like I'm not gonna stick around and wait to see the guy with the gun. Like I'm not. I'm good.
I experienced it enough by watching these people run.
I tell you, a horror movie I would absolutely not survive. And I know this episode is just going in a million different directions, but one that I would absolutely 100% not survive is A Quiet Place. And if you don't know anything about that movie, they're basically aliens take over, but they're like bats, so they can't see but they can hear. So if you make a sound, they're coming for you, and they're so fast. You know what I mean? And so, but on the plus side, like sound frequencies can hurt them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of that, you know, they're very sensitive to certain frequencies. But anyways, look, I know for a fact I am not surviving in a quiet place. I am such a loud person, even when I'm trying to be quiet. And also, have you ever tried to be quiet? Like, have you ever actually actively tried to be quiet, like someone's sleeping or something,
I have.
and you're like trying to be quiet, and that's when you're the most loud?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
You
make
might
it.
as well just go at the pace.
I might as well just like,
Might as well.
and I mean that with full sincerity because there's certain situations where death is worse, where a fate is worse than death. Do you know what I mean? Like there are certain situations where I
Psychologically.
feel like death is a better fit for like okay, I would rather be killed than survive a zombie apocalypse. I would rather take the easy way out
We're
because
going back to the zombies.
I don't want to live in a world
Yeah.
where everyone's getting infected and eaten, and that could happen to me, and then I'm just another one of you guys trying to eat people. I'm good. And then like also that shit looks like it hurts. I'm cool. Like I feel like y'all are just torturing yourselves for the sake of, you know, survival. And I'm like, there's a difference between surviving and living.
Yeah.
There's some there's some worlds that I don't want to live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like so I just feel like if there was radiation everywhere, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to because have you ever heard of radiation poisoning? That shit is awful. That is
Yeah.
a terrible way to go.
Yeah.
And it's like
I'm good.
you just gotta
Might as
pick your
well.
battles,
Might
dog.
as well pick
You
your
just gotta
battle.
pick your
Might
battles.
as well pick it. Like I do. I feel like though at the same time it is curiosity of like going into an abandoned building.
Yeah.
But I am afraid to see because I've watched. So there's this YouTuber. His name is Mr. Nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks like he hears like he gets stories and he reads
Yeah.
them off, and like I've heard some creepy ass shit about like
Mm-hmm.
going into abandoned buildings of like experiences that of
Mm-hmm.
like people doing things.
I'm
I'm
good.
also one of those people that if I see somebody on the side of the road that's like playing dead in the middle of the road,
Oh, I'm driving around him. I'm sorry.
You're gone. You're dead.
I'm sorry. Like I'm good.
Especially like with cornfields around. No,
Oh
fuck
yeah,
that
like
shit.
I'm good. I know this is a trap. I've seen
Yeah.
this before. And honestly, you're probably like I could call 911 on the way.
Yes, and be
on,
like,
on my merry
listen.
fucking
Yep.
way.
Listen, I saw this.
I'm not even gonna try to go around you. I'm just gonna hit that shit in reverse. Like, I was never here. I was never here. I never saw anything.
Nothing can
No,
convince me of
it's always the nice people, you know, that get out to check. Are you okay? You know what I mean? I'm fine.
I'm good.
I'm not that curious. Especially if they're just laying there. I don't see blood or anything like that. That's a trick. And also, I feel bad for saying this, but if anybody comes up to my house and is like, can I use your phone? I just did this. Like, I got into a car accident. Sorry. Nope.
Because
Nope.
you don't know, and especially now these days.
First of all, have you ever heard of The Strangers?
Yeah.
That was the premise. They like first they knocked on the door like begging to get in for whatever reason, and that's what gets people is like you're appealing to their humanity. You know what I mean? And I'm here to tell you I don't have any. Because I don't know you.
Trust me, I know I don't have humanity. I literally told a guy no to water. Like it wasn't my job, so I was like, "You passed the gas station on the way here,
Yeah,
so like go back."
I'm so sorry, but is like I'm, and that's another thing is like especially as a woman, you're taught. I mean, you're not taught, but you're not supposed to be nice. Women are nice to men that creep them out because they don't know how to play with the situation. Because if you're mean, it could go the wrong way.
Yeah.
But if you're nice, it could go the wrong way. You know, it's just like there's certain things. So like people like true crimers, they're like be mean. Don't be nice. Don't offer or like, you know, like don't play into it.
Yeah.
Essentially. Be rude. Be the rude bitch because at least you're alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I kind of get that.
There was speaking of that, there was a clip that I watched that was Jennifer Anderson was in the movie.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah. Did I say it right? Yeah, she was in the movie. And I just saw it this morning on TikTok. But the clip was this guy asked her a question, like asked her if she wanted to go get coffee, and she played like she was deaf. And then she walked over to the counter and saw like she was talking because they were in a hotel. and she was talking to the counter guy, and the guy got upset about it and came back and flipped her off and was like, "Oh, now you want to talk, bitch? She don't owe you nothing."
Yeah, like that's the thing that gets me the most is you guys be out here thinking that we owe you something, that we owe you any part of our day.
Yeah.
Or like, especially if you're a stranger, like I don't owe you anything.
Like,
I don't owe you a smile. I don't owe you a hi. Like, would you like tell a guy to smile?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just shit like
Yeah.
that.
Like, Chris will tell me all the time because he's like, I have a hard time talking to people. And again, if you are a fan of the show and you see me and you want to talk to me, that's great. That's dandy. Just note that I'm an awkward person. So I may be very weird about conversation. But also, like, I am the kind of person that I'm like, if I don't know you, I may not talk to you at
Right.
all. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. It's just, I don't I don't like minor conversation, what like the little
Small talk.
small talk. I can't do it.
Yeah, and my thing is like I'm not really interested in meeting new friends or talking to people.
Yeah.
There are some people who just like they're socialites,
Yeah.
Like they just want to like make connections everywhere they go, and that's totally fine, but that's not me.
And I won't be rude.
Right, but like I'm also like not interested.
Yeah.
You know?
Like there was a guy that when I went to the movies with my son uh, in Georgia, of course, and Georgia was throwing a fit, of course, as usual. And the guy started talking to me, and I was just like, I could feel my body tense up. And he was just being nice, like he was having a genuine conversation. And in my mind, I'm like, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? What do I say? And I'm trying to figure out. And sometimes when people are talking to me like that, it's like I start to make no sense because it's like the part of my brain that's trying to register the conversation they're having with me shuts off. And I'm like, what do I say? What do I say to that? Like, and then you do the little.
The worst thing for me is when people can't pick up on fucking basic social cues that you're not fucking interested. You know what I mean? Or the worst where okay, so like let's say I have my headphones on here and I'm in a cafe or something, do with my headphones on, and you come up to me and you're trying to strike a conversation with me just to do it, not for any particular reason, just to do it. And I'm over here like, what do you need? Like, and it's like,
is this seat taken?
yes.
Yeah, by me. Leave me alone.
Knowing me, my feet are up in it. Like,
do you want some company? No, not really.
no.
No, I have my headphones in because I
For a
don't want company.
reason.
Yeah, like
if I look like I want to be left alone, I want to be left alone.
see, I don't have a sometimes I wish I had a resting bitch face because like
I feel like I do.
I don't think so.
I feel like no, I do because you were curious if I was mad at you a few times. I feel like, and I'm like I don't like, but I'm tired. Like there's a difference between my exhaustion and I'm being an actual bitch.
Yeah, no, and again, like I've been friends with you for so long that I don't like, and it's
now you
yeah,
understand
now I
all the
understand.
cues and everything like that.
but
But I feel like in the beginning there, you were like, ooh, like, and no offense to you at all.
and I think it was because, like, again, you started the conversation between you and
Yeah.
I. Like, I wouldn't have talked to you
Right.
otherwise. Like, I probably would have been like very awkward.
But like once we started working together, I
yeah,
mean, because you
then
caught me at the end of my shift for a few
yeah,
minutes.
so then I understood your cues. But a lot of times, that back to that is that the fact that like people don't understand that when you see somebody with headphones in, they don't want to be bothered. Like obviously, like clearly they have them on for a
Unless there's
reason.
something necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're back. Sorry, we had to take a little break there, but basically, this episode has not at all been about vacations aside from the beginning. But we will continue this episode into next week because we do have more things to talk about when it comes to roller coasters, amusement parks, abandoned buildings, vacations still that we have to cover. So definitely tune in with us next week for the rest of this episode.
We're gonna do a two-parter
because we spent 40 minutes talking about abandoned buildings and how we don't want to be talked to.
Sometimes we just don't want to be talked to.
But before we go, we did have a lot of feedback on our zombie clip from the last episode where we basically talked about how zombies are like, we just don't understand zombies at all. And like, they are just so weird to us. So we definitely love the engagement. We see the engagement. And we appreciate you for commenting. And as always, we want you to comment. We want you to reach out to us, email us, message us. You know, you have all of our platforms. We lay it all out there for you. You could literally Google us. But definitely, we love the engagement. And if you have any stories about going to roller coasters and there were sketchy rides or, you know, like any crazy shit like that, if you have any stories that relate to anything that we're talking about, or if you have stories that you want us to put in for future episodes or topics that you want us to put in for future episodes, please like hit that comment and just let us know, because we are so interested in that engagement with our community. This is why we started this podcast, because we like to talk clearly.
We do.
And we like to talk with you guys, especially. And we thank you so much for joining us on this podcast. That is still continuing. We are still going. We're never going to end.
We're going.
We know that nobody cares. We know that nobody's listening. We don't care.
Actually, people are starting to listen.
We do care, but no. But we're just gonna keep going, regardless, or you know, if we're your cup of tea or not. You know, this is just fun for us.
It is
and
every week.
I love to see Tyler, so
I love to see you.
And then, of course, like I said, we are starting a new podcast, which will be called Soapbox Books. Of course, it's not out yet. We will give you guys all the updates and the necessary information for when that does come out. We're thinking summer. We'll see.
And so if you start seeing like clips, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all our stuff that is affiliated with our studio on our one platform, and we're probably just gonna mark which podcast, you know,
is which. But it's all under the Gendy Studios, because that's what we are. We're the Gendy Studios. So we do different podcasts. You know, we like to do different things. You will also, if you follow my book talk up here, you will be able to see clips from the Soapbox Books that I will post on there. It'll also be posted on the Gendy podcast, you know, like TikTok and everything. But it'll be on both places. So I don't want you to be confused, you know. But, you know, I'm posting it to my book talk because, you know, it's about my books and, you know, I want to get my readers engaged. So
and we want her readers to get engaged. She is an amazing writer. She has multiple projects in the works. So so she's busy. She's gonna stay busy. But anything else you have to say?
That's it for me.
So she'll do her little clip where we're at. So until next time. Bye. Reaper That Sought Me. Make sure you guys go and buy it.
So the Reaper That Sought Me, I'll put up here. You guys have heard about it. I've been talking about it. I love it. We love to see it. Basically, it's available now on Amazon as an ebook or a paperback or hardcover. And thank you.
You're welcome.
And I also have another book on Amazon as well called Behind Classroom Doors. I'll put it up here. This one did very well on Wattpad. I don't know if any of you ever got on Wattpad. If you're in my generation, you probably have. But it did very well on Wattpad, so I think you'd probably like it too.
Go check it out.
Definitely go check it out. Of course, follow my TikTok to get like book updates and like for future books, and I also do edits on there as well during my current books. So you get like little clips and stuff, and like basically like all that information is going to be out there. There are links all over my TikTok. You can, or also even like Instagram threads up here. So you can find me anywhere, but it is Alyssa Love Dillon, the Reaper That Sought Me. So
yeah.
And
then where you can find us at, you can find us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, RSS.com. Those are the main platforms. You can also Google us, and they'll be able to find us on all these other different platforms. Also, you can find us on Fanbase, Clapper, TikTok, Substack, Blue Sky, and for now, Instagram. You can find us there at the Gen D podcast. That's how you can find us, the Gen D podcast. Until next time,
Bye.